Alrighty, so far, here's what we've done, seventh graders. We have kind of dipped our toe into the water when it comes to programming. And today, here's what we're doing. Even though it's cold today, we are doing the big old cannonball splash. Boom! And diving right in. So, first thing I want you to do is get out your journals/notebooks. And while you're doing that, you can pause the video till you're ready, okay? All right, let's find this page, okay? This is what we've got so far. And this was from the last time we were together. So probably at the top, I had you write Unit 2, Lesson 2 up here. And we entered 3 vocabulary terms. Website content, which means, and let me get myself out of the way here. Website content is all the text and images that are on a web page. Next, the website structure talks about how that content is organized on the page and what HTML stands for, which is Hypertext Markup Language. This is the main foundational computer language for websites, okay? And the big thing for you to remember about this language is these 2 symbols, which we call the greater than or less than sign in math. We use these to program in HTML all the time, okay? So we're going to add on to this with 2 more items for this lesson, okay? Here's the first one. The first one I want you to write on here is HTML element. Okay, HTML element. I'm going to move over here so that I'm not in your way. What this means is this is a single tiny piece or part of a website, a piece of text, an image, a logo, or something like that. And then the important thing is that it starts and ends with something called tags, HTML tags. We'll define that in a second. But if you want to, by this, starts and ends with tags, what I mean by that are these symbols, okay? The greater than and less than signs. All right, pause as you need to as people are writing so that we make sure everybody gets all the information written down. Here's an example of a Wikipedia page. Yes, I know I've told you, your teachers are always going to say, oh my goodness, don't use Wiki as a primary source. No, don't. But it gives us some good general information, and it's a great example of elements on a web page. For example, see their logo up here? That's an element. This heading where it says Wikipedia, that's a separate element. Here, Iron Range, that's a separate element. This map of Lake Superior and then this area known as the Iron Ranges of northern Minnesota and central Minnesota. There you go. All right. So an HTML element, a piece of a website, it starts and ends with tags. Okay. What on earth is an HTML tag? So here we go. It is a piece of code. All right. It uses these less than and greater than symbols. And the importance of them is that they surround some kind of element or piece of a website, like a picture, like the map, like the title. And there are many types of them to kind of say, how do I want this organized? What do I want this to look like? All right. So pause the video if you need to catch up with this definition. And then we're going to hop back to code.org so we can talk a little bit about it. Okay. Cool. Let's get into meet me at lesson 2 and then go to level number 5 right here. For most classes, this is where we left off last time. I'm going to put myself over here. Okay. Now, our job, as you looked at this and you're like, holy Hannah, what on earth is all of this stuff? I don't understand what it means. Don't worry. All of this is programming to set up a web page in HTML, and your job is to get in between line 5 where it says body, and line 8 which has a / body. Everything that we put in on a web page goes in between those two tags. All right. So in here, our instructions say write 3 separate sentences about any topic you like. So I'm going to catch up. Some of you already have this done, so give me a second. Coffee is necessary for me in the morning. Haha. Let's see, what else? I love winter. And my dog, Millie, gets the zoomies in the snow. Been just fun to walk her lately. Okay, now you'll see what happens, and hit refresh and save in case yours isn't automatically appearing over here. Here's what we notice. Oh, my stars, this isn't formatted like I had it over here. That's okay. We're going to fix it on the next level. You have 3 sentences. Then go ahead and click the orange finish button in the lower right corner. Boom. Okay, now level number 6 is where we're at right now. Notice this has a purple check mark at the top. You know what that means? That means this is the one I'm going to check on to see if you're getting it. Okay, so notice what it explains up here in the directions. Okay, the P and the /P tags are called paragraph tags. And we need to surround our text with these tags to make sure that it makes separate lines like I have here. Okay, doesn't look like that over here. So it says placing these paragraph tags will help separate and organize your information or your content. So here's what we have to do. Right here, after the body tag, if I put in, and you're going to have to get used to typing these all the time, okay, I have a less than symbol, a P, and then a greater than symbol. Okay, if you feel like putting spaces there, go ahead, but it's not going to alter the way anything looks over here. Now, if I put that in, it needs a partner, which is this other tag, which we call the closing paragraph tag. Anything with a / means it's the end. So the P is the start and the /P is the end. So come to the end of your first sentence and then go less than symbol. I'm going to start calling it, we got to get a shorter name. Put a / and a P there. And then ta-da, look what happens over here. Now all of a sudden, this sentence is separate or separated as a paragraph. Cool. All right, now the rest of it runs along, okay? And let's see, what did it say? Place the text you just wrote inside at least 2 separate paragraph tags. Now, this is one set right here and right here, okay? You need to now add another one so that your other stuff is separated in another paragraph. Let's see. I'm gonna make these all 3 different. So here's this one. I'm gonna go to the end of this line and put the closing paragraph. Okay. Do you see how stuff started turning pink all of a sudden? What's nice about code.org is things will start what I call throwing pink when there's an error and we need to debug something. Okay, I'm going to put the last, shift. Okay, now always make sure you have a closing one. All right, so I have to do the bracket. Notice, because I don't have anything finished yet, notice how this ends up turning pink at the bottom. Yep. All right, pause this video, make sure everyone gets caught up here, and then meet me at level number 7. Okay, now you've got things and you're starting to figure out this paragraph tag. Now, once in a while, we have to debug something. And frankly, this is the best way to learn. So what I want you to do, this says fix the broken tags. So we are going to debug. It says fix the broken code so that this web page displays correctly. Compare the problems you fixed with a neighbor. Now, it says This sentence should be on its own. So should this one. What's wrong with this sentence? When you look over here, you're like, come over here. The beginning and the end of every sentence here should have an opening paragraph tag and a closing paragraph tag. So you're going to have to add or fix things to make sure things correct. When I look at this one, I see this opening tag, and then it looks like because they want this one on its own, you need to add a closing tag there. Go. Now, the minute I do that, look what happened. Stuff turned pink. Ooh! See if you can figure out how to fix this. All right? Every paragraph tag has to have a partner closing paragraph tag. So on line 6 right now, here's the opener, here's the closer. When you look at line 7 and you look at line 8, things are messed up. I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong. Pause the video, take a few minutes, see if you can fix it. Okay. Now, what I want to do is we're going to move into lesson 3, and we got to go back to our journal for a moment, okay? So, once you get this ready, here's what I want you to do. I need you to make a brand new page. Let's go here, okay? This one we're going to go back to and reference a lot, all right? So, at the top, what I want you to do is make it a big title here, tags. Okay. And we're going to start a list of ones because we use them frequently. Okay. First one, put bracket P bracket. I guess I'm going to change it to bracket rather than saying less than, greater than. Okay. On the next line, write bracket / P bracket. Okay. This is what we call the start or the opening of a paragraph tag. So I'm going to say, if I say start, I say end. Let's do this. I'm going to change it and call it open paragraph, close paragraph. Now, these have to go together as partners, okay? So I don't know how you want to mark that over here, but if you have one, you got to have its partner. Otherwise, the code is going to show that there's an error somewhere, okay? Now, the next thing, you can put a squiggle line if you want next, or just keep going. The next thing that we're going to do is talk about headings, all right? And headings are what we use to make things bigger, bolder, and you can kind of make them really big or really small. And code.org has 6 sizes. So start here. H1, that's a 1, so make sure, maybe that makes it better. And then a closing H1. This is the biggest heading, okay? Largest, biggest, whatever way you want to describe it. Can think of we're number 1. That's why it's the biggest. Okay, now it goes down the list like this. H2 is the next size, H3 is the next, and so on and so forth. Rather than write all of these down, I'm going to go ... like this, and then put this H6 bracket and closing an H6 bracket. This is the smallest heading, which means everything in between just gets increasingly, if I'm starting at H1, which is big, H2 is fairly big, H3 is kind of big, H4 is getting small, H5 is smaller yet, and H6 is teeny tiny, all right? So it's kind of hard to describe. The other ones in between, just know it kind of goes down in size from big to super tiny, okay? Once you have that jotted down in your notes, and then pause the video if you need to, then we're going to hop back to code.org, okay? Keep this out as a reference if you need it, and away we go. Let's go. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so back here on lesson 2, when I hit finish, it's going to say, ta-da, you finished the lesson, and let's go, yay, to lesson number 3. All right, here we are at lesson number 3. Now, this first video is about paired programming. What I'm going to say, everybody's sick right now. Let's skip this for now, and we'll do paired programming in the future when people aren't so sick. Okay. All right. So definitely work alongside your neighbors and figure out what's happening here. This said it's got some bugs that's making this code pink. It looks like right now they are just using some paragraph tags, okay? Notice, cool, it's got little tips up here. And remember, you can click on them and it will explain like what's a bug, what does it mean to debug, why does code turn pink? Why does HTML sometimes seem to work even when there's pink code in here? Okay, take a moment on your own time to read that. But let's take a look here. Now, I see pink code right here on line number 9. Okay, usually the code is pink and it means something above it is wrong. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that this particular code is wrong. In fact, when I look at this, that tag right there, bracket / bracket with the P, that's correct. So something above it is missing or wrong. See if you can figure out what it is. Your goal is to fix so that nothing is left pink, okay? When you see that the closing body tag and the closing HTML tag are pink, don't mess with those, but it just means something above it's wrong. Cool. What you are going to do is now work your way through all of these levels. All right. So 2 is a debugging one. When you get to 3, which my internet is super slow right now. Thank you very much. Here we go. All right. Now you're going to get into some headings. Okay. So remember that we have the inspector tool. So if you want to turn it on and inspect, when I highlight my hobbies, take a look at line 6. Oh, that's what an H1 heading looks like. If I come down to soccer and I say, oh, look at line 8 now. That's an H2 sized heading. If I come down to 5 years, say, oh, that's what an H4 heading looks like. Your directions on this level is to look and learn about all these headings and then change the code so that the word drawing and 2 years match the rest of this article. Okay. As you work through the rest of these, I think on level 5, there's a quick quiz, okay, to see if you're understanding headings. 6 is going to be a video about debugging. Watch that. When you get to 7, you are going to see that there are different assessments in here and different ones. So I think on here, I'm going to have you do all 4, A, B, C, D. When you get to 8, this one's the purple check mark assessment level. So if you get there, read through the directions. You're supposed to add paragraphs and headings so that this article doesn't look like this gross blob of text. All right. And then when you get to level 9, okay, I think I said, let's see, this is a line break, the rule. I think I just want you to do A and B when you get to 9. Now that's a lot of work today. So get as far as you can. The big thing is let's shoot to get through at least 4. And then when I see you next week, we will get through the rest of lesson 3. Good luck, have some fun, and enjoy programming in HTML.